The window on the cartridge looks beneath me. This sketch density is sufficient for us. We put our fingers in the little lock. I stretch very well along the lip contour. With each subsequent stroke, I go in by 80%. I work more within the skin, almost not coming out of it. The key with lips is not to rush and not to move the needle too forcefully. Hi all, we're on the Hanafi channel. I'm Nellie Vasilyak. Today I'll demonstrate creating a lipstick tint with a velvet effect.
Nellie Vasilyak is a master expert and trainer in permanent makeup in the beauty industry since 2016. She has over 6,000 permanent makeup procedures to her credit, has participated in numerous congresses and conferences, won championships at Magic Sun in 2020 and 2021, and was a prize winner at the International Championship Global Permanent. She made it to the top 10 best masters in the Interpermanent World Championship. In 2021, she received the title Woman of the Year from Family Magazine. She finished a coaching course, and in the last 2 years, over 50 students have undergone basic training with her and received a state-certified certificate. She has held many masterclasses for practicing professionals. Her students are championship winners. Nellie will tell you how to earn the first million in permanent makeup.
We have already made a sketch using a regular gel pen and then went over it with a corrector pen to make adjustments. We set with powder and start working. We took number 7 and number 6. For our model, this will be the optimal color as the girl has a very bright appearance. I secure the sketch with a 0, 30.1 RL single needle. Set the speed to low. I love working at low speeds. We start without anesthesia. We secure the sketch with small pendulum-like movements without exiting the skin. We slightly raise the commissure upwards, allowing it to stretch out and enabling us to color it effectively. For a smooth and precise outline, place fingers in a lock position to prevent hand shaking, then, without lifting off the skin, fill in entire contour with small movements. We've made a small section, now we'll wipe it off and see what we've got. This level of detail in the sketch is enough for us to review it later. Position your fingers on the lock, elongate your lips slightly so there are no lines on them, and proceed all the way to the end. I adjusted the needle protrusion slightly more than I usually do. It is very convenient for me to see what I am coloring. Stretch the lips in small sections to ensure good tension. Take your time, very slowly color the entire outline. The needle doesn't come out of the skin. When we reach the commissure, which is closer to us, the color application on this side is not as good. I don't reach the edge, slightly turn the corner towards myself, stretch down with my pinky finger, and start working from myself. And we connect what we have already done. Then you will have an even coverage from both sides. Let's leave it and move on to the upper lip area. We slightly lift the commissure upwards with the middle finger, the index finger slightly towards ourselves, so that it turns out. The window on the cartridge is facing me. We put our fingers back in the lock so that our hand doesn't move around and continue coloring. I stretch along the lip contour very well to prevent the formation of skin stripes. Stretch your lips not towards you but slightly away from you and press them firmly against your teeth. In this section where Cupid's bow is located, we draw a faint outline just inside the lip to ensure it is clearly defined. We ventured slightly into the lip and, resembling a small triangle, emerged in a crosswise manner, ensuring that our Cupid's bow area is clearly visible and uniformly colored throughout. On the upper lip, just like on the lower one, without reaching the commissure, we start working from the lower border. Pull it towards yourself and lift it up. We have outlined it, now we will erase it completely. And apply secondary anesthesia only along the lip contour for 20 seconds. This will be enough and cover with a film. waited for anesthesia to take effect, start with lower lip, create base on teeth. In this area, commissure now clearly visible, it is stretched, and in any case, we'll now color it carefully and nicely. And in the healed version, it'll look clear and beautiful. I'm not increasing the speed. I work at 4.5. I can maybe raise it to 4.8. And we color the whole surface of the lips with a pendulum. We start from the outline and move up towards the mucosa. With each subsequent stroke, I go in by 80%. I worked a little on the outline and move upwards. Again, by 80% of the previous stroke, Mentoff of the previous stroke. I slightly dilute my strokes on the mucosa and move down along these same lines. This is how we will go over the entire surface of the lip. Now you can see, wiped off a little, that the color fixes well. We work very superficially, not going too deep. If you are struggling to make even strokes, once more we position our fingers in a lock, the pinky finger and the thumb to offer support, and we proceed to swing. We make the strokes not bold. I work more within the skin, almost not coming out of it. Again, we cut through the mucosa and move downwards. We will start with a single pass, then see the result and switch to, but when we switch to a triple, the triple will be 0.25. Right now we are working with 0.30. We thoroughly work on the contour area because there are areas that are very difficult to grasp, and when the model comes in for a touch-up, her contour area will be smooth. When working on the lips, the key is to not rush and avoid excessive needle movements. This way, swelling will be minimal. Make small strokes, max 1 centimeter, even less. This area always colors poorly, so we spend a little longer here than usual. And we already dilute our strokes towards the mucosa. In this area, we slightly press the skin downwards with the pinky finger, while the index and thumb move towards the teeth. And we color starting from the contour area and going up to the mucosa. And we make strokes one by one without going beyond the skin. I work at low speeds. We move down along these lines again towards the contour. We press the lips as if towards ourselves and the teeth. We push the skin down with the pinky finger. Then we see the contour clearly. Where there is whitening, we add color a little more. The initial pass will be our primary one. Then we will switch to a size 3 needle and continue working with it. With this pigment application technique, we will have a perfect 100% residue after healing. At these speeds, we can see that there is practically no swelling. We are working very superficially right now because we are doing the procedure without anesthesia. I did not dilute the pigment mix with a diluent to avoid reducing the color concentration. The only thing is, we included 2 drops of glycerin in this case to create a softer and shinier appearance of the pigment on the lips following the procedure in order to capture a more beautiful photograph. The machine is at a 90-degree angle to the skin relative to the surface of the lips. In the first pass, we do the majority of the work. In the second pass, we will secure with 3s, and then on the third pass, we will clean up some minor imperfections and singles. In this case, we observe a small amount of bleeding as a result of the model's dry lips. In this area, we have created a roll. The skin has become delicate now, so we are gently damaging it with a needle. We are not getting too close to the mucosa yet to avoid swelling. We will work on it in the very last pass. The cartridge window is in front of me. When we make a turn, the window will be facing the opposite direction, towards me. In the area of the commissure, we also cannot reach it. We turn the thumb towards ourselves, pull the index finger away from us, and press it against the teeth. This way, it stretches well and will have a good color payoff. We also start stroking away from us, remembering to work on the outline. We have finished the first pass. We will now remove the cotton pads and see what we have achieved. From the first pass, we already have a very intense color, so 2 to 3 passes will be sufficient. We will do the same on the upper lip. First, we place cotton pads in one direction, work on the left commissure, then switch and work on the right. Using the middle finger, we pull the commissure towards us, and with the thumb, we pull the lips. Our commissure has been revealed, and it would be beneficial to focus on this particular area. I promptly remove it to observe how it settles. We have fillers in our lips, so there might be a slight swelling because fillers attract water and the swelling becomes more intense during the procedure. Later, we can do a lymphatic drainage massage on the lips. I wipe almost dry with a cotton pad so that the pigment has time to sink into the skin and not wash off completely. I don't use green soap on my lips because I feel like it dries out the lip surface a little. We slightly stretch it away from us, not towards us, but just a bit away from us so it doesn't skew to one side. On the upper lip, we also descend from the contour downwards to the mucosa, gradually lightening our strokes as we move along the surface. Near the outline, we make them denser towards each other, thinning them towards the mucosa. After the first pass, I apply primary anesthesia that is blended with petroleum jelly for the procedure. We add Vaseline so that the skin does not freeze. On the second pass, we use a 0.25 RL cartridge for a denser coloring. We slightly fan out the needle. The cartridge window is observing me. We rotate the model and commence working. We refrain from getting too near the contour at this point. Here we are working a little bit faster than a pendulum, without going beyond the skin. The coloring area on number 3 is much larger for us than on number 1. Hence, we work through the entire lip until the end. And moving on to the lower lip, the swelling from 3 is slightly more than from 1. We will perform a drainage massage on it. We will do the same on the lower lip. On the third pass, we switch the cartridge back to a single unit and now we are refining what is left. Let's further refine the contour a bit more and move up to the mucosa, comparing the base color with the color of the mucosa. Here strokes are not as dense. I make them longitudinal and slightly extend into mucosa. This way we'll have a very beautiful transition in this area as it heals. If we work on the mucous membrane for too long, our strokes become less dense, more sparse, extending from the contour into the mucous membrane. Moving to the upper lip, same process, starting from contour, moving towards mucosa. That's it for our work. Subscribe to the Hanafi channel and ask your questions in the comments. Bye for now.